Alright, today is going to be the start of the high compression D16 build for the carbureted Del Sol. If you haven't seen my previous video on it, I have a 93 Del Sol SI and I have it run off a set of carburetors from a Kawasaki Ninja street bike. This is that engine, if you have seen those videos, and this engine unfortunately has kind of died. So today we're going to start by looking at the current state of it, seeing what went wrong, and get into the next steps and what the plans are for the build. So let's take a look at the engine. All right, so this is the current state of it. We've got it mostly completely torn down, the head's still in one piece, but we'll get to that. So took it out one weekend and it was making some noise. We were hearing some knocking from the bottom end. Drain the oil, sure enough, there were little metal particles in there. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera, but there's definitely some sparklies in the oil. And dropped the pan, and we were able to figure out what happened. Here's the oil pickup tube. There are still some pieces, as you can see, a oil pan gasket in there. So thanks to Felpro for that. It was a fairly new gasket. It had only been on there for a year or two. It's a weekend car. It didn't get driven that much. But the gasket just totally, it wasn't over tightened. I know somebody's going to say that. It wasn't over tightened, but yeah, it did start to break down and deteriorate, and it got picked up and starved it of oil. So sure enough, we did spin a couple rod bearings. These do not look so hot. Even the ones that didn't spin clearly got a little bit of heat in them. So those are toast, and the rods themselves are toast too, which is not a big deal. I wanted to put new pistons in there anyway to bump the compression up a little bit, and putting new rods in there is not a crazy task. It's actually cheaper to get aftermarket forged rods than fresh OEM ones, so that's probably what's going to happen there. But that wasn't the entire extent of it. So the main bearings have some odd wear in them too. Let me get some more light in here. So as you can see, there's a little bit of side-to-side motion in some of these bearings, which is a little bit odd. So the brush washers are something we're going to have to investigate as well. It doesn't look too crazy in there, but you can see in the block itself, it might have been getting a little bit of side-to-side movement in there because there's some odd wear patterns. So it's nothing too severe. It's nothing you can feel with a fingernail. So I'm pretty hopeful that's something that we can polish out. But the big question, once I saw how smoked those bearings were, is the crank. And mercifully, this crank looks incredibly okay. So it wasn't making noise for very long. I caught it pretty early. So you can see the rod journals look really good. So this is the worst one. There's not a mark or a lip or anything that I can catch on a finger on any of them. So 1 and 3 were the worst for whatever reason, and both of those look great. So I'm pretty hopeful that we can just polish those and call it a day. Same thing with the mains. I mean, there's clearly some wear on them, but man, they do not look bad. So I'm pretty hopeful I can save this crank and just polish it up, and it'll be good. And I don't see, from what I've seen so far, any reason why that wouldn't be the case. Here's the crank girdle. You can see what I was talking about there. There's been a little bit of end play, so that's something we'll have to investigate as it goes back together. I didn't have a like a dial gauge to check it before I took it apart. I've got one coming, and you know, if we have to shim it up and do some different thrust bearings, thrust washers when it goes in, that's no big deal, because if there is any play in there, it's pretty minimal. So taking a look at the oil pump here, this one's not going to go back in. It doesn't look too bad, but you can see it was starting to get a little bit of wear on there. Overall, it looks pretty good. I don't think any trash made it past the screen in the pickup. But we're going to get a new one. I am going to shim it and probably port it to get a little bit more oil flow, because this is basically a Y8 block. So we unfortunately just have the one oil hole. So that's not exactly ideal, but this is going to be a super high horsepower build anyway. So if we can do a little bit better with the oil pressure and clean everything up, I think it'll be okay. So this block is a D16A block. And I know people are going to say D16A what? It's just D16A. They didn't sell these in America, so a lot of people are not familiar with them. It is basically a D16Y8 though. There you go, it's a P2E block, and it's P2J cylinder heads. So we're basically working with a Y8 here. So the oiling situation's not ideal, but we've got some pretty mild gains in mind for this build, so I don't think it'll be a big problem. It's not worth getting a whole new block for when this one still looks pretty good. The cylinder head's still in one piece. I haven't gotten around to tearing that down yet. There wasn't any noise coming from this, so I'm pretty hopeful that this looks just as good as the block and everything does. I intend to put a hot cam in there and probably some better valve springs, and I am going to port and polish it. This head back here is just a Y7 head. I yanked out of something in the junkyard. It was a piece of wall art for a while. So I'm going to practice my porting and polishing skills on that before I do it with the real thing. I kind of want to use this engine because it's an unusual block stamping, but it's nothing really special. They just put it in some weird Civic derivative that they sold in Japan. You could get it with all-wheel drive, which would be neat, but other than that, it's pretty standard Y8. And it's going to use all Y8 parts. So my intention is to do a mild high compression build on this. I'm going to use some PM6 pistons and one of those .03 head gaskets that Kawasaki makes, somewhere in between, you know, a factory 3-layer head gasket and doing that sketchy 2-layer thing that people like to do with these. And that should give me about 10.5 to 1 compression. And if I do a hot cam, right now I'm looking at like Brian Crower Stage 2 naturally aspirated cam. That should wake it up a little bit. I'm not looking for massive horsepower. I just want to put a little bit more pep into it. Yeah, I know you could turbo it and make a lot more power, but I'm not interested in doing that. For those who aren't familiar, this is running off a set of carburetors from a Kawasaki Ninja street bike, which I'm storing next to my crossbows, as is common. So obviously I'm not really chasing massive horsepower numbers. If I can get like 140, 150 crank horsepower out of this with 10.5 to 1 with a hot cam, that'd be pretty cool, and I'd be pretty happy with that. If I wanted to make 1,000,000 horsepower, I'd buy a Mustang or something else I could put an LS in. This is just kind of a fun, light little car to have a little bit of a good time with. So that's going to be the main goal. It's going to be a pretty simple build, not particularly high cost, I don't think. A set of PM6 pistons is not a lot of money. A set of, you know, forged rod is not a lot of money. Probably the most expensive single part will be the camshaft. Other than that, just little stuff. It's going to get fresh bearings, fresh oil pump, fresh water pump, fresh everything, like a brand new engine. And we'll see what we get out of that. So where to start? The number one thing is, once I took the cylinder head off, the bores look okay. I am going to polish and hone them, except for this one. Looks a little bit rough. There's something going on in there. I do know that this engine was imported. Who knows if it sat in an import yard for a while and got a little bit of water in there. So you can just barely feel the slightest amount of roughness in there. So that'll definitely, or I'm pretty sure it'll polish out. So I'm holding off on ordering the pistons till then. If I hone these, I got cheap cylinder hone right here. If I hone these and they don't come out good, then I'll have to send it off to get bored, and that'll affect the size of pistons I order. So I'm holding off on ordering the pistons until I've had a go at that. So that's going to be the first thing I do, is clean that stuff up. And then I'm going to go ahead and give these a little bit of a polish here at home. And then we'll start putting the bottom end back together once that's all done. Alright, so that'll be the plan. Follow along, see how that turns out. I really only have time to do this kind of work on weekends. I work usually 6 days a week, so it's not going to be very fast progress on it. This will be the summer project. But if anybody has any other tips or anything, if they want to share, building D16s like this, especially high compression things, anything I haven't thought about, anything that would be a good idea to tackle while I'm in here, feel free, throw it in the comments below, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.